I'm making this video for one specific group of people. The video is going to be about race, so I want to make this extremely clear. I'm not directing it to any specific race. The people that I'm talking to are the truth seekers. Anybody like me that just wants to know the truth, no matter what it is. Martin Luther King, what was his most important speech? Most of us are probably thinking his I Have a Dream speech was his most important speech because we were all taught that in school. And if you're like me, that's probably the only speech that you know from him. But the I Have a Dream speech was not his most important speech. I want to read this to you. Dr. Martin Luther King's 1968 speech. The Nobel Prize winning activist gave a speech at Grosse Pointe High School on March 14, 1968, 3 weeks before he was assassinated. Most people probably never even heard of this speech, but the speech is called The Other America. He gave the speech 2 times, once in 1967 and once in 1968. The speech is 47 minutes long. The last 2 minutes of the speech, around the 45-minute mark, he says something that goes against everything that you and I were taught in school. I want you to listen to what he said at the end of the speech.
Abused and scorned though we may be, our destiny is tied up in the destiny of America. Before the Pilgrim Fathers landed at Plymouth, we were here. Before Jefferson etched across the pages of history the majestic words of the Declaration of Independence, we were here. Before the beautiful words of the Star-Spangled Banner were written, we were here.
You want to know why he said we were here? It's because blacks in America are not from Africa like we were taught in school. We were taught that the Indians are Native American people, were the people that we saw in the books hunting the buffalo. That was a lie.
Over a period of time, our people can recall being classified and reclassified by the federal government as particular titles or labels inside of their census-taking process. And over the course of this government's lifespan, the indigenous Niji were referred to by the government as Indian, Wild Indian, Urban Indian, Negro Indian, and then Negro, Colored, Afro-Indian, Ameri-Indian, Afro-American, American Indian, and then Black, and now African American or Black American. Ever since we can recall records being recorded during the existence of this government, the Niji has always been referred to as whatever name the government chooses to refer to them as.
This is why so-called African Americans do not look like Africans. Not all blacks came from Africa like we were taught. Truth is, there were copper-colored people or blacks on every continent. My ancestors were always here in America. There's something that all of y'all could do to verify this truth, no matter what race you are. Ask the oldest black person that you can talk to. Do you have any family members that told you that your family were Indians? Every single one of them is gonna say yes. They might even tell you the tribe, like they might mention Cherokee, Blackfoot, Red Sticks, and so on. The American Indian War was fought against the people that you know to be African Americans. It says the American Indian Wars were fought by European governments and colonists in North America, and later by the United States government and American settlers against various Indian tribes. Scroll down, and right here it lists some of the American Indian tribes: Cherokee, Blackfoot, Red Sticks. The Niji are what you know now as the African Americans lost the war. Millions of them were killed off, and the rest were captured as prisoners of war or slaves. These tribes were what you know now as African Americans. I know it sounds crazy, but the truth just is what it is. If you want more information on this topic, on the American Indians, if you want to dive all the way deep into it, I'm going to give you this one source. This is all you need. Dane Calloway on YouTube. Go to his page. Click on whatever video is calling you. I'll see y'all in the next one.